Me too. Hello, everybody. How are you? I am here with the lovely Kelsey, and we are reading the same book this week because it is our book club pick for October.
Yeah.
No, not November. For October for our Reads with B and K book club. So we are both reading Invisible Girl. I think Kelsey is ahead of me because she did yesterday's pages and I did not.
I'm at chapter 53, so I am midway through.
You are definitely past me. I am on chapter 38.
You're a quicker reader, so you'll probably catch up.
So I will catch up. I'm not too worried. I have 140 pages left of this book.
What do I have? 50 pages? Yeah, about 50.
Oh, you're definitely I'm not gonna catch up that much before you finish.
I get distracted really easily with reading, especially in the morning.
You can finish before me. That's okay.
We'll see.
We have mixed feelings on this. I think we both do. Unless your feelings have changed since I talked to you last night. No.
I don't want to give anything away, but it seems like we all kind of knew where this was headed from a long time ago at the start of the book.
Yeah.
And nothing has changed.
Okay.
So if your prediction at the midway through, even before that, it just seems like it took forever to get there. Although there may be a twist, who knows? So
yeah, although I don't tend to find Lisa Jewell is a twisty thriller author.
No.
I think that's why I'm behind on the pages. So I've been hesitant to pick it up because I'm just like, it's fine. Good morning, Alexis. Thanks for joining us. I know there are so many sprints going on this weekend, so I have no idea who's going to be here or what, but we're just going to have a good time and do our thing. Halloween weekend is apparently a very sprint-heavy weekend.
I am.
Who knew? Readers, what do we do for Halloween? We read books.
We don't go out. We read.
We stay inside and we sprint.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to finish all my last because I still want to finish. I have, and I'm gonna start at the Ghost Woods.
Yes.
And I want to finish that by October 31st. So tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I haven't even started.
So tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my last book.
Okay.
For October. So I want to do, there's a challenge going around on BookTube that is how much can you read in 24 hours? Like if you start and stop the timer.
Yeah, so I remember you mentioning this.
It takes more than one day, but it's basically reading for 24 hours. So I think I'm going to, since I'm done my TBR early, because I'll finish this morning, hopefully on sprints or right after. I can mood read those and just go pick from my shelves and pick whatever I want.
That.
Yeah. I'm actually very excited. It's been a long time since I've been able to do that because my TBRs have been huge.
Yeah, that's what I did for this month. I was just getting sick of the books I picked, I guess, and I picked Magpie and I didn't like it at all, but that was my mood read. I was like, I'll pick one off my shelf, and I didn't even enjoy it, so whatever.
That's the worst when that happens.
I know.
Good morning, Jamie. I'm not sure if I said
good morning
yet. Let us know what you're reading or doing, those that are here. Like I said, we are reading Invisible Girl for our book club. I will put the link to the book club in the comments and pin it during the first sprint, because I forgot to do that. But we do a book every month, and we're going to try and either start it or finish it on sprints every month. That's kind of our plans. But yeah, we're going to finish it today. You're definitely going to finish on sprints. I think
better finish it. If I don't, that's sad.
You'll finish yours on sprints. I don't know if I can finish in 3 hours, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Next month, do you have the book with you? Because I definitely don't.
I don't. I can get it next spring.
No. So next month we're doing The End of Her by Shari Lapena, and I'm very excited.
I'm really excited. Yeah.
I am so excited to read that book next month because I've heard a lot of people that I know who have read it have 5-starred it.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And when I did my Shari Lapena books last month, I gave them all 4 or 5 stars. So I have high hopes.
I've read 2 of hers, so Not a Happy Family. I think I gave that 4.5. And then An Unwanted Guest, which I gave 3.5. It reminded me so much of One by
I can see
One.
why you didn't like The Unwanted Guest, because you didn't like One by One, and they're really very much the same.
Yeah. But I have like Someone We Know. I have A Couple Next Door.
That's the one I 5-starred, was The Couple Next Door. I really liked The Couple Next Door. A Voice in the Wind. Lovely. I've never heard of this book. I'm going to have to look this up. I always find that my TBR gets so much bigger when I'm on Springs, because people are reading books and I'm like, ooh, what's that? It's fine. Who doesn't need a big
This does not look familiar at all.
No, I've never heard of this. I'm looking it up, Jamie, because
it's a long one, 546 pages.
Yeah, it is big.
I wonder if it's a series. I think
it looks like it on Goodreads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. I'm just getting up and feeding my dog and cat. That's a good thing to do. And then my sister is dropping off my 2-weekies. Oh, that's so fun that you get to spend time with the baby. Very exciting. But then I'll be reading Monstrous. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think. I looked at to see what people gave Invisible Girl on Goodreads. And like I have people like that are friends on my Goodreads who have given it 5 stars, some giving it 4, some giving it 3, some giving it 2. I'm like, wow, this really has like the whole just
yeah, like it's not
opinions are everywhere on this book.
To me, it's not bad. Like if I had to stop right now, I'd give it a 3.5. So we'll see where we get to. It's not bad, but it's not great. Like it's just like it's not 4.
I don't like to score until the end, especially a thriller, because the ending can make or break a thriller for sure. At this point, I might be sitting at a 2 stars.
Ooh.
I'm really not liking it.
Yeah, you don't like it more than I do. Like I find it meh, but you're like,
No, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. But like I said, I don't like to give a final rating until I've read a thriller, because sometimes with a thriller, you don't know where it's going until the end, and it can like change it on its head. Well, you think you know where it's going, and then it upends itself. I'm hoping that will happen, but we'll see.
Good morning.
Hi, Pat. How are you? I just started, so I won't finish anytime soon. Yeah, it's a chunky one. I just got, thankfully, because I'm binging the rest of Game of Thrones for the month of November. Okay. Yeah, that was, I can't believe I'm going to read both.
I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't seen that show.
I haven't seen the show.
Oh, okay.
No,
not just me.
I haven't seen the show. So I started the series last year, read the first 3 in like 6 months. It took me like 6 months to read the 3 books because they're huge. They're like, some of them are like 1,300 pages. So I'm reading 2 this month. So I put the audiobooks on hold to help me, like, so that sometimes I could just do it while I'm doing dishes or whatever, so that I didn't have to stop reading it, because they're long. They're very, very long. They're like 1,000 pages each.
Oh my God.
So, but I was on a 6-week wait for the audiobook, and I was like, oh no, I'm not going to have it in time. Like, I'm going to have to physically read this entire thing. And I just got it this morning, and I was like, it came while I was at the grocery store. I got like a Libby notification. I was like, borrow. Like, I need that book.
Is it not on Scribd? No.
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 Scribds led me down.
Yep.
Reading It Starts With Us. Nice. Have you started it, Taylor? Or are you just starting it now?
I've heard mixed reviews on this. I'm not in a rush to pick it up.
No, I haven't read the first one yet.
Oh, okay.
So I might just read them both like back to back.
Yeah.
I know Neva gave it 3, 4. I think she gave it 3.
Okay. I
think. I was on sprints with her. I should know this, but it was days ago.
I was watching that one, I'm pretty sure, too, and I didn't remember.
Does anyone remember what she gave?
I know she said she liked it.
Yeah, but I don't think she, like, loved it.
Yeah, she didn't love it.
Also haven't seen the show, and I've only read book 1 a year ago. Yes. So I really like the series. I think the books, I always find books are better than the TV show, because the TV shows, even they have to cut and edit so much to like make it work. So I do, it is definitely epic fantasy. So for those who don't like that, you may not like it. I just love an author that's willing to take my favorite character and murder.
Oh no, I know what you were gonna say because you said it before. I hate
Yeah,
that.
that's what I want in my fantasy. And Game of Thrones will give you that in spades.
You like being heartbroken, like
I am just, there's times where I'm like, I need to put this book down. I need to process what has happened.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I bought the Beartown series, so I'm going to read that. Probably in the winter. It seems fitting.
I think you're going to really like it because the reason because I kept forgetting in moments that it was not set here in Canada because it has a very Canadian feel.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Because I think Canada has these small hockey towns, like, and I kind of live in near one in one. So, like hockey is a big deal. Like we have a big sign, home of Sidney Crosby. You know, like we're like,
okay, us no, but I understand like the smaller.
Very proud of our hockey here. Yeah. So I was like, okay, like I related. Obviously, this is hockey and sports culture to the extreme in a bad way, but I still was like, okay, this like I understood the basics of it, just because it felt like I have seen some of those horrible things happening in sports culture here, not to that extent necessarily, but still, I was like, I kept forgetting that it wasn't set in Canada. Like it's very like when they're describing the snow and the woods, I'm like, yeah, this is where I live, and like storms and stuff. Like, I think you'll probably feel the same way.
Yeah. I'm going to wait till probably like it's snowy. I feel like that's the best time to read.
But be prepared to cry.
And I don't think I'll read them back to maybe the first two I'll read back to back, but not the third. The third's massive.
The third is huge. And the second book was good, but I only gave 4 stars and it didn't make me cry nearly as much as the first. And the last was
Is that it? Like there's no more to it?
There's only 3. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be
finishes off, I guess, like no cliffhanger.
No. It finishes off and it takes your heart and it stomps it into a pile of. It's so sad.
Oh God.
It's really sad. It's chunky. And I didn't realize how chunky the last book was because I took it as an ebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like I assumed it was going to be the same size as the first 2 because that's what you assume.
Like triple.
It is like triple the size of the first 2. And I was like, oh dear, this is going to take me forever. Hello, E. Harris. Happy Sunday. Hello. What are you doing or reading with us today? Oh, that's right. You guys had time change this weekend.
Ours is next weekend. Is yours next weekend? November 6th, I believe.
Yeah, so next weekend.
That's next, yeah.
Yeah. It's weird that we don't all just go on the same weekend.
I thought we did.
Like just to confuse it all out.
And then some don't even do it at all.
Right. And Australia goes the other direction. They spring ahead while we fall back.
Yeah.
Because my 13-hour time difference with Crystal is about to become a 15-hour time difference.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know. It's really strange. So like Pat now, I have a 5-hour time difference for a week. And then I'll have a 4-hour time difference again.
Oh, geez.
And how am I supposed to keep track of these things? Hi, Skylar. Might as well read. Yes, my cat woke up. Oh, no.
Oh, geez. Has COVID.
I hope you. Oh, it was positive. Oh, Skylar. I'm so sorry you have COVID. Hopefully you can just relax and rest and feel better soon. That is no fun. Have you had COVID?
Oh, my COVID experience was, so in my city, we had a week power outage and I got COVID right before, and then our power went out for a week. It was literal hell.
Yeah.
It was hell.
That's the week. I remember when your power went out.
Yes.
I with COVID then.
Yeah, it was just, like, I kind of was happy it went in one shot because, well, I didn't need to call into work sick because everything was, my work didn't even get back up for 2 weeks basically. So it was just a nightmare, but it was just a disaster. Like we just like sat in pitch dark, like half the night, like we couldn't sleep, but there was nothing to do. Our phone data wasn't working. It was so bad.
That's awful.
Oh my God.
I had COVID in April.
I had it in May. Okay. So not that far.
Yeah, no, April. And I was so sick. I was so sick. Bad. And my son went down. Like, it was like every day one more of us would get sick.
Oh my God.
Until the whole house was down. And then I was the first one to get sick. And I was sick for 9 days. And I was like, I feel like this is taking forever.
Yeah, it was like 10 days for me. And then I didn't have a smell or taste for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And it was just horrible.
And my son was better in 24 hours. He was like, he had
lucky.
such a high fever though. His was worse, like intensity.
Initially, yeah.
Like he was down with like a really high fever. I was so worried. But then like the next day he was like, I feel better. And I was like,
nice.
Okay, great. I'm glad you feel better because that was very stressful. Are you still reading It, E. Harris? I feel like that's the book you're talking about, is It by Stephen King. That's a chunker.
That's what happened to me. I avoided for 2 years and then got it.
Same. I've only had it once. Got it this year, beginning of the year, in April. And I was like, oh no. But you know what? I've had it. It's fine. We
survived.
It was not a good time. I don't particularly want to go through it again, but
I think it's gone down like in severity though. Like if we got it again, like it wouldn't be as bad, I think. Absolutely. From what I hear from people who got it and then got it again.
I've heard that. I've heard that as well. Yeah. Good morning, Amy. I know that you tagged me in your video, so I'm going to try and watch that sometime this morning as well. Because I think you read Finley. Oh, by the way, I am pretty darn sure that we are doing the Finley live tonight.
Okay, because I was like ready to watch it on Friday, and then I didn't see it anywhere, and I was like, okay, I guess like I mixed days up.
No. It was supposed to be Friday. It definitely was supposed to be Friday, and then Neva had something come up, and then Rainey had something come up, so then it was just going to be me.
Oh.
And I was like, no, thank you. It's not even on my channel. It's on Neva's channel. Like it wouldn't make sense for it to
it's just more fun to discuss like between you
exactly.
Three,
so then we could have done it this morning, but only 2 of us were available. So I was like, tonight, all 3 of us are available. So I think we're doing it at 8 Eastern. But check out Neva's channel for all the official details. But for those that want to do the Finley live show, that is going to be tonight.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. At a funeral. Yep. I think that's where I got it too, was I went to a wedding or something, like at a church. And I think that's how I got it. Because I got sick like 2 days later and I don't leave the house a lot. Shocking. I doesn't leave her house very much. It's shocking. Shocking.
I don't get sick very easily. Like my immune system's good. Like before this, I haven't been sick in 5 years. My boyfriend has a horrible immune system. He went on vacation, brought it back, and I was sick within like 2 days. It was it's him. I was like, if we're gonna get COVID, you're gonna bring it in. It's not gonna be me.
No, that's it. I just don't leave the house. Like I felt like it was like the one time I actually went somewhere.
And then you get COVID.
It's like, oh well. Yep, still reading it. I thought so. It's a big book and it takes some time. Like, I don't blame you. Take as long as you need. Plus, it's kind of like one of those ones where like you kind of need to take your time with it, or it's just because it's so like crazy. I had COVID twice, the first time in New Year's and the second time the week before school started this year. Yes. And I would assume as a teacher, you are probably more apt to get it just because we all know children.
But it's weird because she got it like not during school times, like New Year's and then before school. So that sucks because then you're going to get it again probably from the kids.
Kids are disease carriers of all disease.
Yes.
Like colds, flus, they lick things, they touch their faces, they spread the germs. Children spread germs. I know, poor Skylar. Drink, rest, read. I couldn't read at all almost when I had COVID because I have never had brain fog. I lost all brain cells. Like I could not even function. And my energy level was so low. I remember I'd be like, okay, because everybody was sick. So somebody had to like feed the people. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make dinner. And then I'd be like, no, I can't. We're going to just have to order it. Like I can't even think about doing anything. Like I did not have the energy to do.
Well, we couldn't even order stuff because Uber Eats and Skip the Dishes were down because we had the power outage.
Oh, so that's right.
So we had to get people to like drop stuff off. So I didn't even eat for like, I think 3 days. I was just drinking ginger ale and water. And then like, that's it. And then I was like, okay, I need to eat something. And I finally had soup. But yeah, I was like going days. Like I didn't even feel hungry. Every time I ate, I felt like I was going to throw up. So It was a nightmare.
It was a go.
I hate thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, it brings back like bad memories.
It is. I've just never been so like, I've had flus and things before, but like my brain was useless. Like I was like, I have become useless.
I was like, is this ever going to go away? I
I know.
think like I'm going to have brain fog forever.
That's what I mean. Did every brain cell die while I had COVID? Like it was like, I can't concentrate for anything.
No.
Oh, yes.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to figure that out. I would be the same. I'd be like, I need to get the mouse first and then I can rest. Brain fog for weeks.
Yeah, I had it for like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah.
It was, don't ask me what those books were though. Yeah, it's like no memory.
I think I finished Firefly Lane like right before I got sick. And then I just didn't read it all. But like, it was just,
yeah.
I was trying to read Daisy Jones and the Six. And I kept picking it up. And then I just like, I'd read a page. And then I'd like, what did I just read?
Yeah. I've heard that from most people. Like the brain fog is the part that most people, I think it's like, because everybody's symptoms seem to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people get I didn't lose my sense of taste and smell like at all.
I got like every symptom, I feel
like. But every ache and pain in my body decided to just like hurt.
Yeah.
Like the most. And I had a horrible, like the worst cold I've ever had. And like head cold. But the brain fog was like everyone seems to get that. Like it's just like I can't focus on anything.
I know.
Yeah, it's hard. We all thought we had cold. That is actually, I thought I had a cold too. And progressively, I was like, man, this is like a really bad cold. And a few years ago, because I'm one to just like suck it up and go through with a cold. There was a few years ago, I thought I had a cold. And I was in Sobeys and I was like, man, I feel like I'm going to pass out, like in my head internally. And I was like, I'm being really over dramatic. Like it is just a cold. You're not going to pass out. So the next day I found out I had walking pneumonia. So I actually because I didn't have any oxygen. And that's how I felt with COVID. And I was like, maybe this isn't a cold. So I took a test and was like, yeah, no, it's not.
I immediately knew because like it's the typical like your family member comes back from vacation and gets COVID. Like it was the typical like he started feeling off and I was like, okay, take a test. He was positive. And then I knew like I'm going to get it probably. And I did like immediately within like less than 2 days.
Yeah. It is like very contagious. Like,
yeah, very
like,
quickly.
Like it's like everybody gets it as soon as they're around it. Like,
yeah.
So are we ready to read so that I can try and knock this book off TBR? I'm hoping that I start liking it as I get to the end.
I don't hate it. I'm just like, I'm ready kind of to be done and start Ghostwood. So
Same. Okay, let me get the timer up. I decided to go Halloween timer because, you know.
Why not?
Tomorrow's Halloween. Does it make sense? Okay, let's read. Hello. Oh, that's not the, nope, that's the wrong one. I was like, oh no, that's the wrong one. How'd you do?
I have 10 pages left, so I'm almost
Oh, you are so close.
done. Yeah.
Oh, you're so close. I did 40 pages, which isn't too bad.
What chapter are you at now?
I'm at, good question. I'm on page 255, which is like the middle of chapter 43.
Okay.
It is starting to come together, which I'm appreciating a bit more now.
Is it coming together in a way that you kind of like expected and
Totally
got shocked by and kind of felt like it could have come together earlier?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like it took a really long time to get here.
And I feel like I'm not that her books are really like crazy thrillers and very shocking, but I just feel like there was so much time that it was like the police investigation and all of this, like, and it was just like filler stuff, and then it just
there is so much that did not need to be in this book.
Know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it could have been done in like 200 pages easily.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Assuming that it's going where I think it's going, which from what you're telling me, it is. Like,
I mean, I'm 10 pages away, and I can't say between where I was and now I'm 100% shocked.
Absolutely, and I will say, Lisa Jewell's not a super twisty writer.
No.
Like, she never is, so I don't expect that.
No.
However, this is probably my least favorite.
Yeah. And I love her books. Like I've read most 4 and up. Yeah.
This is up there. I didn't like The Family Returns either, but I know you liked it better than I did.
Yes, I read one of her other books, I Found You, and that was not my favorite, but I even liked that more than this one, I think.
Yeah. This is probably my least favorite. I mean, I still have 100 pages to change my mind.
I have 10 pages to change my mind.
I have 100 pages to change my mind. We'll see what happens. You can see my process on here, I guess. It's probably sitting at like just 3 stars, I think.
Yeah, I'd give it 3.5 maybe.
Yeah, it's okay so far. It's just taken a long time to get where we're obviously going. Hi, Steph. You're probably not here anymore since you stopped by just on your break, but if you are, hello. Didn't read. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Made bacon and ooh, that sounds delicious.
I love jam. I don't have jam a lot, but I love it.
Oh, that sounds really good. Gotta eat. That's an important part of the day. Only read 3 pages, doing stuff with the kids in between. Love it. I love sprints because you can also just like get productivity done too. It doesn't always have to be like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I cleaned the kitchen. Yeah. And now I get to take a break and chat with my friends online from cleaning because we need breaks for everything. 40% into it. Nice. That is such a chunky book. I'm so proud of you for even attempting it. I have to get going. No problem, Amy. Thanks for stopping by. And yay, you finished your book. Awesome. Yes, E. Harris is getting there. That is like a chunky book. And I
haven't read it, but I've watched the movie, I believe.
I have never read the book either, but I watched Neva and Rainey try to attempt to read through it the other day because I just know I will never read it. Like, I don't like horror. And to pick up that chunky of a horror, like it's just not going to happen.
I've never read a Stephen King book. I just got Fairy Tale, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But I don't know the reviews on it.
Like a fantasy too. So that's
different. That's why I picked it up.
Outside of what he normally writes.
Yeah.
I read The Shining. It's the only Stephen King book I've ever read. And it was fine. I just don't read horror. And I've tried this month to read horror because I was like, okay, I'm going to read horror. I have so many BookTube friends who are recommending horror books to me. And almost all of them came out as 3 stars, which either I just think I just am not.
It's not your thing.
I just think it's not my thing. Yeah. I think it's just not my thing. So I think I just have to go, I've given it a solid try. And I would not necessarily not pick up a horror book again. I would.
It's not your first.
But it's obviously not like my favorite genre.
Yeah, I haven't even read one.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
I like to sleep at night, so
I don't even find so much. Well, there are times when they're a little bit creepy, but it's more just like with horror because I love fantasy. Fantasy is probably one of my favorite genres. And with fantasy, there's always like this level of world building so that you can understand, and I appreciate the understanding in fantasy. Where horror, the weird things happen and they don't necessarily explain it, which is totally fine. But I'm like, I want to know why these things are happening, and you don't always get that. And I'm just like, but I want to know. Tell me, someone explain this to me.
Yeah,
but it doesn't always happen. You're going to read it at some point. I think that's great for anyone who wants to read it. I just am not.
Wow, one a month. That'll be crazy because they're big books.
I think I heard someone else was doing this. I can't think of who it was. Maybe it was Barb from Barb's Booklands is reading one Stephen King a month. There's so many of them. That's the thing. He's written so many books.
Yeah, I don't even know how many.
It's a lot. Plus short stories and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like there is a ton. So many. I might maybe pick up Fairy Tale just because where it is fantasy, I might like it more.
I'll let you know. I don't have like plans to immediately read it. I just saw it at Costco and I was like, I saw that one and Billy Summers and I like was going back because I've kind of wanted to get Billy Summers for a while. But then I read Fairy Tale, like the synopsis. And I was like, I think I'd like this one a little more. So I just grabbed it.
Well, I have no plans on picking it up anytime soon either. So maybe
we can do it as that's a long, well, it's not that long.
How long is it? How chunky?
I honestly don't know. It's like, I would say like about that. Let me look up how many pages.
I was just about to look
it's not his longest, I know that.
If people wanted to do it as a book club book.
I would say.
We're getting to the point where we need to pick more books.
Around this, maybe a little bigger.
Yeah. It's 608 pages according to Goodreads.
Okay, this is 400. Yeah, okay.
That's quite chunky.
It is a long one. It's not his longest, but it's a long one. That would definitely be more than a 5-day.
We'd have to break that down to like the whole month. Yeah, that'd be funny. We actually need to pick more book club books soon because
I was just thinking about that.
We're almost to the end of because we only picked up until January, but we need to pick February's before January.
I was gonna suggest this to you that maybe we should like pick a few books and then like have people in the Discord like
I love that idea.
You know what I mean? Like we pick a few like options so then you can just like they can pick from and then I
think that's a great idea.
Okay, we'll do that then.
We didn't have the Discord when we picked all these books.
No.
We hadn't started yet. We were like, we're going to make a book club. And
we picked like 5 books. Yeah, till January.
Yeah. So I'm excited for our next couple.
Yes. I'm not very excited for our January one.
We could change that.
No. I want to read it. But I don't have high hopes for me liking a book from this author.
I can understand.
You remember who this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to give it a shot.
I can understand that because you've read a couple and haven't like been super keen.
I liked the first one I read by her. I don't want to say it because I liked the best and then it went downhill from there. But the one I even liked the best, I still gave like a 3.5.
Well, and I think also this particular author is very like hit or miss. Like some books are really good and some books are like not good.
Yeah.
For everybody. So yeah, I hear you. Working through the entire Stephen King's catalog, that's a chunky bunch of work. Good job. There's a few authors that I'd like to read everything they've written. Mm-hmm. Like some of my favorite. Kristen Hanna's probably one of them that I wouldn't mind working my way through her entire backlist, but it's long. It's a lot. She's
actually now I need more of her books because I've read all of the ones I have like on my shelves, so I have to get more. So I
think the next one I'm going to do is The Great Alone. I really want to read The Great Alone.
I have that. I do want to read that one too.
Yeah, I want to read that one, although it's so chunky.
Yeah, I also have The Four Winds. I do want to read that one, but I'm not as excited as The Great Alone.
That's a pretty cover though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I don't think I'm going to pick up another. I read 4 Kristen Hanna's this year, almost all of them with you.
Yeah, besides one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to read any more this year because it's like that's
Yeah.
a lot by one author.
Her
This is my
books are very
first
her books are very not traumatizing. That's
emotionally impactful.
like a roller coaster basically. Like
Yeah.
Night Road, I like hated but liked at the same time. It was
I
like that I could not stop thinking about it after I finished it.
Night Road was good. I do recommend, like, if you like the synopsis of Night Road, but like want a different take on it, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover is really similar,
Okay.
but like I think better.
The characters drove me insane in Night Road. Like
That's why I liked the Reminders of Him better, is I think the character work was better.
Yeah.
But the story plot is very similar.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to read that one.
I read that, it was way back in January, like a long, so many books ago. I've read so many books this year. I said that today. This month has been a hard month because I've had I was like, I feel like I'm giving everything 3 stars. It's been like a 3-star month.
Yeah, it's been like I've given a lot of 4 stars, which is like, it's good. It's not like the best book I've ever read. I need a 5-star soon.
See, but that's the thing. I thought it felt like I was giving a lot of 3 stars, which I have.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow I managed to read 16 books this month. Don't ask me how that has happened.
I read like 5, I think.
So 5 of them were 5 stars. Everything else has been 3 stars. And I've only had 2 4-star books this month.
Yeah.
So it's been like, it's either really good or like kind of boring. Like there's no in between this month. With 4 stars, I don't know what.
Well, I was actually hoping this would be a 5. Like that's what I was expecting, like a 4.5.
Yeah, me too. That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen for me.
I think this is gonna end up in my 3-star pile again with all my other 3 stars for the month. It's been
because you don't do like 0.5.
I don't, because I just find it too hard to score as it is, that I just like, if I added the ability to add 0.5.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, I want to do like 3.75. Like,
yeah, I just feel like that would just complicate it too much for me.
Know.
However, I will say, like, sometimes you'll hear me say like it's a high 3-star or a high or a low 3-star, like it's a 3-star, or it's like inching towards a 4.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll kind of say that. Just because I find it so hard to rate books as it is.
I know.
And I try, because I do now vlog and stuff, I do try to have like a consistency in my rating of like, this is what my 3 stars are. This is what my 4 stars are. But at the end of the day, I really just rate off feel, like how a book feels to me.
Do you ever change? Sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I rated that 4 and it's really like a 5. Or I rated that like a 4 and it's really a 3.
Yep. I have, because sometimes books will sit with you. Like, I'll be like, oh, that's a 5. Like, I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. But then the book will sit with me and I'll be thinking of it like a year later. Well, if I'm thinking of a book a year later, it was probably actually a 5-star book.
Yeah. Like, or like you'd reread it again. It's like, well, then obviously it wasn't just like a 3-star.
Right. So, or sometimes I'll be like, why did I give that 4 stars? Like, it wasn't that, like, I couldn't tell you one thing about it now.
Yep.
So, you know, I just go with it. It is what it is. Hi, Hillary. How are you? Reading Bad to Curse by Lana Harper. Very nice. I'm already liking it better than the first one. I love when a sequel is better than the first one. Because sometimes you never know with a sequel. It can go either way. So
yeah, it can go downhill.
Yeah, especially a longer series, because sometimes books, there are like filler books.
And those ones always like go a little downhill. And
then where they're just trying to like link what's happened to this that's going to happen in the next book, and it's like a link book. But yeah, it's been a month of 3 stars for me, which is so sad.
Well, hopefully November's better.
Crossing my fingers. I think November's going to be better because I'm reading a ton of fantasy in November.
I need to watch. I'm behind on YouTube. I need to watch. I know you posted your November TBR.
I did. I literally started it, not like I had the book stacked. And in my head, I was like, I'm only doing 2 readathons. That should be like no books, right?
And
like
like what, 15 books or something?
I have 15 books.
And
I'm like, how did 2 readathons? One, I only have to fill 5 prompts, so it's only 5 books. How
Oh.
how did this become 15 books? Like, I don't know how we got.
Can you mix your books to make it work for both?
I could, except that when I'm doing videos, I can't because
Okay,
they're
yes.
for specific videos. So,
Right.
like, they can't be for both
Mhm.
readathons because each readathon has their own video. I
Yeah.
could if I wasn't doing videos for them, but it is what it is. So I was like, plus I have book club books. Like, I was just like, how did this happen?
Good luck.
Three books, if you just count the 2 Game of Thrones and the Twilight book I have to read, is almost 3,000 pages just in the 3 books. And I'm like,
Yeah, good luck.
what have I done to myself?
Oh my god.
I don't know what I did. I even said in my TBR video, I was like, just so you all know, this is not happening. Like, this is the goal.
I haven't even
But I'm probably
think
not actually going to do all these.
yeah, I think next month I'm just gonna like pull like well, we have our book club book, but I don't have any other buddy reads, so I'm just gonna pull what I feel like and not have like a I kind of like to do that every so often.
Yeah.
Pull what you feel like. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of fun sometimes to just go like, okay, I can just read whatever I want. That's what I'm excited about for this 24-hour challenge.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to just like read what I want.
Yeah, because sometimes like you pick a book, you pick your monthly books, and then you're like, I don't even feel like reading any of these. Or you read one and then you don't want to read one that's similar after.
So true. I always find that sometimes I'll be like, I'm so excited at the start of the month to start my new TBR. But by the end of the month, those books that I hadn't gotten to yet, I'm like, oh, but I want to read all these books that are like for my December TBR that I've started to like
exactly
shut away. I'm excited for all the Christmas stuff coming up, even though it's not quite Christmas time yet.
I only have 2 Christmas books because I kind of get over them after like probably 3 is my max.
Yeah, I can understand that. Same. I think I'm going to pick up because I found a few Christmas thrillers.
Oh.
I know. And I'm like, that's a bit of a different vibe that I think.
Which one? Do you remember the names?
Dying for Christmas is one.
Okay.
And it's a Christmas thriller. And I'm like, I just think that's like a different vibe that I might enjoy like amongst the Christmas romances to have like a little bit of murder in my Christmas. And they're not
I love
cozy
thrillers. So
there's always like Christmas cozy mysteries, but that's not really the same either. Like I think a Christmas thriller might be a fun time.
Yeah.
So that was one. And I think I'm going to try and find a couple more. I was like, ooh, this is a whole genre I haven't really gone to.
Yeah, I might have to. I want to do 2 Christmas, like the romance Christmas ones, and then I want to start Beartown probably in December if it's snowing. I want it to be like very like in the mood, like hockey season.
Yeah.
Snowy.
It's a perfect like winter book because it is completely set in winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good winter book. Anyway, are we ready to read?
Yes, I'm ready to finish this book.
You only have 10 pages. You're like, let's read.
Yeah, and then I'll jump into the Ghost Woods. I want to finish that tomorrow, so.
Okay, let's get going.
Hello.
Hi. Did you finish? I'm
Yes.
assuming you did.
Yeah, I finished really quickly the last 10, and then I just did laundry, and then I got 15 pages in the Ghost Woods. So
Nice. I did about 30 pages because I was doing the same thing. I had to fold laundry and I had to make lunch for my child.
that'll
So-
be me next sprint, probably.
Yeah. I had to feed my people. So that took a little bit of time away from reading, but that's okay. I feel the same about this. I have not changed my opinion, and I don't expect to at this point because I'm only have 60 pages left.
So you're done day 4, but have you gotten into day 5 at all? I forget where.
Yeah, not much.
Okay.
I'm 3 chapters in.
Did you find out what the note said?
Yes.
And were you like not as crazy as I thought it would be? Like I thought it was going to be something more than it was.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little frustrating. It's like there's not, anyway.
Sorry to break it to you, but there's not much more.
I didn't think there would be. I kind of assumed that's kind of, I only have 60 pages, so I'm probably about where you were when we started these sprints.
Yes, yeah.
So, I probably won't finish in these sprints because this is our last sprint, but I'll finish right after.
Yeah. Yeah, you have 60 pages? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll read for this sprint and then I'll just finish off camera. But I don't think my thoughts are going to change.
I'm giving it a 3, so
that's probably what's about to happen here.
Yeah, I was gonna give 3.5, and I thought I would not read this again. I wouldn't really recommend it, so that means
no, it's definitely my least favorite Lisa Joel that I've
read. It is, and that's sad. I love her book so much, but I mean, there's always one I find by like the author that you just don't.
I was gonna look up when she wrote this because I'm like, I know for a while she didn't write thrillers, she wrote contemporary. Like if you go way back, and I was like, maybe this is her first thriller, and that might be why I'm just like not loving it as much.
Yeah, because you told me she didn't write thrillers before.
No, like, her early list is contemporary.
Okay, this one was 2009. So that might have been.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Okay,
are you sure it's 2009? Mine says 2020.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe that was a re-release.
Oh my god! I'm looking up the album Invisible Girl. It came up like it was like book, and then the next one's album. I'm like, oh, 2009. Apparently, there's like a
which would make sense
rock band that has Invisible Girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, August 2020. So no, I don't think that's her.
Nope.
No, I've read thrillers that are older than that.
Because she had.
I thought maybe that was the case, though.
Yeah, that's a recent one because she had The Night She Disappeared after that, and then I'm guessing.
Yeah, Then She Was Gone is earlier, which I think is my favorite book.
Which one?
Then She Was Gone.
Oh, yes. We read that together, and that one was good, and that was before that.
I think that is my favorite Lisa Joel that I've ever read.
Yeah, I think so, too.
It was my first and my favorite.
My first, yeah. Yeah, it has... Yeah, it's still my favorite, I think. I love
when we keep talking about books. We're like, oh, yeah, we read that together. We read that together. I forget how many books we have done buddy reads for.
That was our first buddy read.
It was it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That was a long time ago.
It was only a year ago, I think.
I know, but still, we've read so many books together since then.
Yeah, I know.
By the time I finish reading it, I don't have to straight into Christmas. Yeah, it's a long book.
It is.
It's a long one. It's a long one. I'm going to probably put us right into our last sprint because we're a little over time. Anyway, so just give me a second to figure out how to do that. I'm always like the new timer. I keep changing timers and then I don't.
Yeah, like I love how you made me a moderator on like the last, and I'm like, yeah, I have no idea how to do anything. Like,
what just
make me a moderator?
I was like, you can now post links in.
Oh,
comments.
Okay, got it. Because I'm like, if you're asking like, oh, Kelsey, do something, I'm gonna be like, I don't know how to do it.
No, you can just post links in the comments.
Okay,
and you can
good.
also block people.
Okay.
Not that that's probably.
I don't think that'll come in handy.
I don't think that's something that you're going to have to worry about anytime soon.
No.
But I was like, oh, because then if we were talking about our book club book, you could just like post the link.
Yes, that would be good. Okay, perfect. Now I know.
So now you can post links. That's really the only upside to being a moderator is that you can post.
That works for me because I don't know how to work anything else. So
yeah, so I've just been kind of adding people slowly. Not that I need not that I need a lot of moderators. My channel's not big enough to require like a huge amount. I know once you hit like 1,000 subscribers, that's when you start getting like spam comments in your lives, like bots and things trying to like post just junk. So then you need moderators to block those people, but I am too little for such things. The bots don't care about me, which is totally fine because I would rather not have them. So
I always get them on Instagram. Like they always comment like promote and like I'm like I kind of want to. You know how you can block certain words? I'm scared to block certain words and then it blocks someone's actual comment.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, I get them a lot on Instagram too. I don't know why.
It's the hashtags, maybe. That's what I think they come from. Yeah.
It could be the hashtags, but still, like I only use book hashtags. Why are they searching bookish hashtags?
I know.
It does not make sense. Okay, I'm going to get us all set up for our last sprint. Oh, I should probably tell people. Last sprint. Let's put the banner up. There's so many things to click. Okay, you ready?
Yep. Hello. Oh, wait, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. I have to click too many things. Okay. I sent you a private message on Instagram because I got to a point in this book and I was like, what possible point does this have to do with anything? And I was like, what am I'm reading it and I'm sure the eye roll that I had was just
yes.
What does that have to do with anything?
And it doesn't. When you keep reading, it doesn't have to do with anything.
I can't see how it ever would. Like, I was
like, it felt like they were trying, I don't know what point you're at, but they're trying to make that the reason. I literally
just read that and I've slightly been into the part where Josh has talked to Kate.
Yeah, so they're trying to make that the reason of why he's the way he is.
But like, that's not even relevant. Like, I was like, what? I was like, what?
There's more relevance. There's kind of a twist in a second.
Okay.
But I just was like underwhelmed by it and like.
So that is relevant? Is what you're
No, that's not. That part is not relevant.
I didn't think it would be. And I was like, what is this here?
The twist leads up to it. I don't know what part you're at yet.
I'm on page.
Up to it.
216. No, 316. Sorry.
360. I don't want to.
I really just read that part, and that was the last thing I read.
I don't remember what happened. Is there another character?
This does not seem like anything that needed to be in this book.
No. And like the twist that is going to come in a second or a few, like it's nothing to do with, it's just like.
No. Okay.
Why?
Anyway, it's fine. I was just like, I wish I would have been on camera for everyone to have seen that. I think my face was probably like.
I know. When I got to that point.
I know that I was actually visibly reacting to like, why am I even reading this?
It gets worse with the weird, like, so there's another situation where another character, there's something that's like, why was this added?
Yeah. I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Like, it's just trying to throw it all together and clean tie. Like, yeah, no.
I was like, okay. I had to message you privately because I was like, I can't say it on the stream because it, I guess, is a spoiler-ish.
Just like, wait. I think like
far into the book, like I couldn't explain it to everybody without explaining like the entirety of the novel.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to message Kelsey because I was like, what is?
You're gonna think that another time too. Like, why? I think it's about 20 pages away from where you are.
Right. So. I'll message you then too. Yeah. I'll be like, why?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my thoughts at this point in Invisible Girl because I literally just read that and then was like, oh, I have to get back on stream.
Yeah.
No, just message Kelsey because I'm like, what?
It's weird because my Instagram. So if I switch, I don't know if yours is the same, but if I switch between my personal, if I'm on my personal, I won't get notified about stuff like. So then if I switch to, then I won't get notified. I'm just
none of my Instagram notifications are working
at all.
At all. Have it for about a week.
Okay, mine work if I'm on that account.
No,
but mine not.
No matter what. And I don't know why. I've restarted my phone. I've done all the things that I can do. I've toggled the notifications and it still isn't working. I have no idea why. It's so annoying.
That's so annoying.
Because I don't know that anyone has messaged me until I go and open the app.
That sucks.
Which I would like to know if people are trying to talk to me.
Of course.
Because that is where most people message me is Instagram.
Yeah.
Like my bigger social media place. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that is it for our reading sprints for today. Thank you everybody for coming and comments. We had a good time. I am back tomorrow with sprints on this channel at 11 Eastern, maybe. They're scheduled so you can see them on my channel for that time for sure. But I'm definitely back for tomorrow with Neva for Halloween sprints. Thanks for coming, Kelsey. We're back in like 2 weeks for the end of her.
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
I'm hoping we like that one a little more. I have high hopes for this one.
For that one.
I really do. Yeah.
I
had high hopes for this one too.
That's true. But I've heard like people that I've actually spoken to given it 5 stars.
Yeah.
So I have higher hopes. But anyway, let me start. Let's say goodbye to the people. Bye.
Bye.